Good evening. I'm coming on this evening to speak to the residents. And the main message I'll start with is that if you are running your water, we need the water slowed down to a more reasonable capacity, and I'll explain that. Right now, we are running between 740 and 760 gallons per minute. So we are running over 1 million gallons a day. Now the Canadian average is 72 gallons a day per person. We only have 1,307 residents. So if we went by the Canadian average, we should only be consuming 94,104 gallons. We're using 10 times more than we should. Now we understand and accept that there are residents, at least up to this point in time, who don't have their pipes insulated or are not using heat tracers or don't have insulated piping, who feel that they have to run their water because the pipes can't, go down any deeper. And we understand that, and we intend over the next few years to work on that in order to get the amount of or the number of residents running water down to a workable number so that we can operate the plant safely. But right now, we are maxed out. And the treatment plant treats 750 gallons per minute. And if we're taking out 760 per minute, then we're not even, keeping up with keeping the tank filled. Right now, the tank is at 85%. So that's an indication that we're taking out more water than we're putting in. So we are certainly running at capacity. The last couple of weeks, the water treatment plant has very rarely, if at all, cut out. At one point, the staff had to go up and shut it down in order to give it a couple of hour break from continuous operation. So we're trying, we're asking that people, if for example you opened your valves when we went on bypass earlier the year and haven't checked that flow since, please check it. Because if you turn your tap on when it's on bypass, there's much less pressure, so the water will run slower. Once we filled that tank and started running it, through the treatment plant again, the pressure increases, and when the pressure increases, your flow increases. So if you had a straw flow, for example, when we were on bypass, if you haven't checked it since then, 9 chances out of 10 you will find that the water flow now might be twice as much as when you first turned it on. So if there's any resident who's doing that, would you please check it and change the flow. And for those of us who absolutely don't have to run our water, I ask that we not run it. And I ask that, for the time being, especially during the winter months, especially during this year when there's an indication of, freezing rain and extreme changing temperatures, that you not, for example, wash your vehicles outside. And all of those things will help. We really do not want to turn off the water. You're not only getting brown water like you always had before we had the water treatment plant, but you're getting also water that's straight from the pond with increased mixtures of chlorination and caustic soda. And we put in the water treatment plant to ensure that the people of Burgeo, all of us, have good drinking water. We've gotten ourselves off the boil order. We're into our second year off the boil order. And, our water is clear. We've been cleaning the pipes. I had our first treatment before Christmas with the intent of doing more of that in the future to ensure that we're not getting the dirt or the biofilm that some people are getting. We have a plan in the spring to establish or install more flushing stations so that the pipes remain clean. And all of those things are an attempt to ensure that we have good water. And at this point in time, our biggest concern is the fact that we are now at extreme capacity for the water. And if we can't cut that down, below 700, it should at least be down to 600 to be, we'll still be concerned, but 600 is certainly much better than 760. It is something that we can work for it with, at least temporarily. And if we can't do that, then by Tuesday, with council's permission, we will be back on bypass. And according to the staff, we will probably not get back on the water treatment plant until the spring. So we're asking you, please, to help us help you keep the water treatment plan working, and keep our water in our water tank so that we have good, clear drinking water. Thank you and good evening.